Hey, there you are. Congratulations again on your promotion to team manager, and welcome to your new NHRA drag racing team. I'm the team's crew chief. I wear a lot of hats around here, but right now my job is to get you up to speed. Last season wasn't great. We didn't perform very well, and we still don't have a lot of funding, but I'm certain that with you as manager, we can turn it around. Let's climb the rankings, race against the best, and take home that championship trophy. But before we think about that, I'm here to help you learn the basics about drag racing. Come on, let me show you the ropes. This is our test track. Here we can try out our vehicles and any setup changes you make in a relatively safe environment. Right now, we compete in stock vehicle drag racing. The idea is fairly simple. Floor the throttle, keep the car straight, don't crash, and be fastest to the finish line. Seems easy, right? It's a little more complicated than that. Don't worry, we'll take you through the steps one by one. The first phase of drag racing is the burnout. The goal of a burnout is to heat up the tires and lay down tire rubber on the track to have better grip at the start line. Great work! The tires are nice and hot. You put down good rubber onto the track. You should have some excellent grip off the start line now. Now that your tires are warmed up, we need to roll back over the staging line. Shift down until your car enters reverse gear. Once you're in reverse, press the throttle gently to roll the car back into the staging area. Okay, now we can begin the staging process. The staging line is where we start the race from. Shift up into forward gear and gently roll forward. Be careful not to stage too deep. If you cross the staging line, it's a jump start. It's instant disqualification. This is what we like to call the Christmas tree. Notice the large row of lights below the staging lights? That will tell you when you can start to floor. When the amber light turns on, that means it's time to react. You got a few tenths of a second before the green light turns on, so hit the throttle as quickly as you can. If you do cross the deep staging line while the amber light is shining, the red light will turn on. The red light signals a disqualification. Once the light turns green, it's go time. Only then can your car cross the staging line. Taking any damage. First, release the parachutes. They slow down the vehicle dramatically without putting excessive pressure on your brake system. Great work! You made it across the finish line, and you managed to stop your vehicle before hitting the sandbox. Let's head on over to the garage and get you more acquainted with the inside. Welcome to the garage area. This is where you prepare the vehicle for the upcoming race weekend. Your vehicle is divided into different parts, which affect the performance. Let's buy a new part to use in the upcoming race weekend. Because these parts are brand new, they're better quality than your previous ones. They'll also last longer and improve the performance of your vehicle. Feel free to purchase any part that catches your eye. This is the Research and Development Department. Here you can start R&D projects to improve your parts. Pay attention to how much money and time each R&D project will cost. These improvements are permanent and transferable to newly installed parts, so don't worry. You can swap parts as much as you want after an R&D project is complete. Let's start an R&D project. Take your pick. Welcome to your first race weekend. Let me explain how NHRA competition works. Every NHRA championship season is broken up into several different race weekends. During a race weekend, you earn points towards your championship total. The driver with the most points at the end becomes the champion and gets a championship Wally to add to their trophy cabinet. Winning a race weekend not only earns you a Wally, it nets you a decent haul of cash as well. A race weekend consists of 3 days on track. Test races on Friday, qualifiers on Saturday, and elimination races on Sunday. This is the pit. Here we do maintenance between races. Here you can repair low integrity parts, replace broken parts, or tune the car. Parts will always break down over time in this sport, but mishandling will lead to more issues. So be careful when you're out there on track. You have a set amount of time to make all your repairs and replacements, so make sure you plan accordingly.
Pomona, California, home of the Auto Club Raceway, some of the most iconic moments in NHRA history. I'm your host, Brian Lowndes, and we're so glad to have you here to take the action. Without further ado, let's get down to the circuit track. These drivers give it absolutely everything every time their wheels touch the drag strip. With this level of competition so far this weekend, who knows what we're going to see in the finals? Want to give a big thanks to all the staff and volunteers here at the racetrack for making events like these possible. We've seen these two drivers in close competition with one another in the past. Will it be another close race today? That was a dominant performance on the track this round. The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them and for us, we've got more NHRA drag racing action to go. What a great turnout we've seen so far for this weekend's event. The grandstands are filling up, and we're just about ready to rock and roll. So without further ado,
Let's go over tuning your vehicle. It may seem like an ultra-powerful machine, but it's also quite delicate. For the car to perform at its best, it has to take many factors into account. You can tune your vehicle to account for these factors in order to get the optimal performance out of your car.
if you're lucky this weekend, race fans, you can get a chance to run into some of your favorite drivers right down the midway. Do not be shy. They love taking photos and getting on. We can see a loss of grip after that burnout it takes. Race, I know that these two are going to give it absolutely everything. Those tires are definitely not at the right temperature to go. They just can't find grip. That race certainly did not disappoint. This is what we love to see. Too pretty, hard-nosed racers putting everything... Want to give a big thanks to all the staff and volunteers here at the racetrack for making events like these possible. another qualifying round here. Let's see if these drivers can improve on their times and advance into the elimination stage. The left lane moves on to the next round. This is what we love to see. Two gritty, hard-nosed racers putting everything they have into their dragster. I want to give a big thanks to all the staff and volunteers here at the racetrack who make events like these possible. Is there an issue with one of the cars? Yes, it looks like there's some sort of parts failure. The NHRA, that's the National Hot Rod Association, is the largest auto racing sanction in the world. There are over 35,000 licenses for drivers. Absolutely no fear in either of these drivers. That's why they're at the top of the sport. The finals are still the... Hope you're staying hydrated out there, folks. This is the first time we've seen both of these drivers on the track this weekend. Boy, this will be a fierce battle for sure. Look at that! A win for the driver. That's it for today's event, folks. From everyone here at the NHRA, get home safe, and we'll see you next time for another incredible weekend of high-octane racing. Great display by both drivers. You can tell that they put their heart and soul into. I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. The roar of the engines firing up, the smell of the exhaust, the sun leaving out the engines. It does not get better than this. Even though this is a first-round race, I know that these two are going to get just a tenth of a second too early with the clutch. We've got a great crowd this weekend exploring the pits, taking a peek at those incredible engines being built, but it's just about time to see those engines scream down the racetrack. I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. The roar of the engines firing up, the smell of the exhaust pistons moving out the engines. It does not get better than this. Absolutely no fear in either of these drivers. That's why they're at the top of the sport. The Wally is what these drivers are all fighting on the track. Introduced in 1969, Wally trophies are 19 inches tall, 12 miles and 18 passes. Did the driver in the right lane hold their brakes well enough with that burnout? An exceptional race for these two drivers and plenty of questions leading into the next phase of... The Wally is what these drivers are all fighting on the track for. Introduced in 1969, Wally trophies are 18 inches tall, 12 pounds, and 18 classes. This is what we love to see. Too pretty, hard to... What a pleasure it is to call this event in front of our loyal NHRA fans. No better fans in the world than NHRA drag racing fans. The center line has been crossed by one of our competitors. That's a DQ. Hope you're staying hydrated out there, folks. That didn't look like a great burnout from up here. Will it be? Oh dear, that's unsafe driving to cross the center line like that. That should result in a disqualification. Don't miss this one, folks. We were wondering if we'd see this matchup, and sure enough, here we are with both drivers approaching the starting line. And about the weekend after that big crash. Great display by both drivers. You can tell that they put their heart and soul in. Here's Tony Schumacher now. This will be a difficult test for his opponent, as Tony Schumacher has the most wins in NHRA Top Fuel history. This is going to be... We've got a lane violation, and that I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. The roar of the engines firing up, the smell of the exhaust, the sun cleaning out the engines. It does not get better than this. Oh, it looks like the driver in the left lane didn't heat their tires enough. It's our next round matchup coming up. Will we see another? One of the drivers jump-started, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be a disqualification. These drivers spare no detail when it comes to preparing for a race. Humidity, air temperature, track temperature, density, altitude, position of the racetrack. Oh, he was smoking the hides on that one. What a shame! The left lane driver dropped the clutch too early. I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box. Here's Jeff Deal for our next race. He's known as the surfer around the pits. Will he be able to surf his way to a victory here against his opponent? Let's watch. We've seen these two drivers in close competition with one another in the past. Will there be another close race today? The left lane takes the victory with a brilliant elapsed time. We've got plenty more NHRA action to come, so stick around. You won't want to. In case you were looking to go on a road trip, the NHRA has over 140. We've got Greg Anderson in our next race. The man is definitely a future Hall of Famer. He's second on the NHRA all-time professional list, only trailing John Morris. Pretty good company, if you ask me. You have to wonder if their tires are going to be warm enough after that burnout attempt. Our next round of action is getting underway down on the track. Both drivers in their through, but not a great start for the driver on the right lane. No traction. The right lane driver is crossed over to the left lane, and that will be a disqualification. That was sensational. It'll be hard to top that last race, but I am certain the drivers in the next round will leave it all on the track. These drivers spare no detail when it comes to preparing for a race. Humidity, air temperature, track temperature. Oh, you can't do that! What? The NHRA. That's the National Hot Rod Association. The largest auto racing sanctioning body. There are over 35. An early end for the drive. Love to see all of our young NHRA fans in the audience. Don't forget, kids. got plenty more NHRA action to come, so stick around. You won't want to miss it. So glad to see such a huge crowd in attendance here. We're just about to get underway with this NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Championship event, so buckle up. The racing is sure to be intense. On the track this round. Another sensational race is in the books, and we've got more to come, so don't. Make sure you've got your earplugs or earmuffs in for this next pass. These engines hit decibel levels of 150 dB, which is as loud as a fighter jet. Performance on the track this round. The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them and for us, we've got... Another sensational race is in the books, and we've got more to come. No love lost between these two. Is everybody ready? Our next race is just about to kick off down track, and it's going to be a close contest. Let's get down to the action. Oh no, that's a huge crash! The safety safari is on the way. We've got plenty more NHRA action to come, so stick around. You won't want to miss it. So glad to see such a huge crowd in attendance here. We're just about... The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them and for us, we've got more NHRA drag racing action. If this race is any indication of what we can expect this season, I can't wait. It'll be hard to top that last race, but I am certain the drivers of the... Both drivers have their work cut out for them in this next race. Our next race is just about to kick off down track, and it's going to be a close contest. Let's get down to the action. That is right down to the wire. There's another race down, and if this competition stays this fierce moving forward, check out this next race, ladies and gentlemen. Rolling up to the starting line are two drivers ready to go pedal to the metal. It's our next round matchup coming up. Will we see another close race? Will it be a blowout? We're being spoiled with this race action, ladies and gentlemen. My heart is still pounding after that last race run, and we've got more for you. gentlemen. It'll be hard to top that last race, but I am certain the drivers in the next race. We've been looking forward to this one. Be ready, everybody. Oh, it looks like the driver in the right lane didn't heat their tires enough. It's our next round matchup coming up. Will we see another close race? Those tires are definitely not the right temperature window. They just can't find the grip. Would you look at that? A win for the driver. We've got plenty more NHRA action to come, so stick around. You won't want to miss it. The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them. Our next race features two very closely ranked competitors. It's the next round of action here, and the pressure is starting to ramp up. Down on track, the drivers are gearing up for their race. Just don't see a race that good every day, folks. The fans in attendance love that last race, and lucky for them and for us, we've got more. We've been looking forward to this one. Be ready, everybody. With that centerline violation, the NHRA, that's the National Hot Rod Association, is the largest. We've been looking forward to this one. Be ready, everybody. And they're out for the weekend after that big crash. What a pleasure it is to call this event in front of our loyal NHRA fans. No better fan. Here's our next contest, guys and girls. They crossed the lane bound. In case you were looking to go on a road trip, the NHRA has over 140 sanctioned drag strips.